Welcome back. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in this world of ours. This is another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 24. Yes, the newest version of the game has just been released, and if you haven't purchased it yet, you have until March 31st to purchase it and get 10% off plus a free gold pack for your perfect team. If you missed the first episode and you're new to the game, you might want to go back and check that out. We opened packs, we set up our lineups, and we got entered into the perfect team universe. This episode, we're going to focus on tournament play. As a new player, you can enter tournaments for free. There are two tabs at the bottom of your screen. We are going to go into the Show Tournaments tab. These are your traditional tournaments. To enter these, you have to own the cards to play in specific tournaments. So it might be gold cards, diamond cards, bronze cards, whatever it may be, you have to have these cards in your account to effectively participate. As a new player, I recommend that you don't get involved in these yet. Build up your card cache and wait until you have enough cards of that specific type to play in those tournaments. We are going to look at the Perfect Draft tab and enter one of those. And when you go into the Perfect Draft tab, you will see daily tournaments, you will see weekly tournaments, and they range anywhere from 64 teams in the tournament all the way up to 256 teams in the tournament. Now, what you have to realize is that you are allowed to enter any two tournaments for free. But you want to kind of consider, what type of tournament do I want to get involved with? Do I want it to be a best of 7? Do I want it to be a best of 5? Do I want it to be a double elimination tournament? Each tournament has their own unique criteria set for it. Also, do I want it to be a daily or a weekly? If you enter a weekly tournament, you might have to wait 5-6 days before it starts up. The daily ones always start up every 24 hours. Once again, you can enter 2 of these for free. You cannot enter another tournament until that tournament is finished or until you've been eliminated. The other key thing that you really have to consider is the era that the tournament is being played in. For example, some are 1919, some are in the 1940s or 1950s, 1980s, and that is the type of environment that tournament will be played in. For example, 1919, you would not need 5 starting pitchers. You would only need 2 or 3 because pitchers can go on a lot shorter rest. However, a 1980 tournament, you would probably need 4 or 5 starting pitchers. And the same would go for the type of hitters you would need. Some eras are more power hitting, so you would look for the power rating to be higher. Some might be more contact, singles and doubles types of hitters, or hitters with a lot of speed so that you can steal more bases in certain eras. So we're going to go into this modern era draft and show you a little bit about what you would see when you get involved with your first Perfect Draft tournament. Remember, these are free. There's no charge to them, and you can win a variety of different awards. This one is for 3 diamond packs. And again, you want to read this little blurb carefully to find out what environment this draft is set in. I've entered a draft that's the modern era. So, modern baseball within the last 10 years, kind of consider that. I can win 3 diamond packs if I win this, or 2 historical packs if I come second, all the way down to 1 gold pack if I finished anywhere between 5th and 8th. And hey, they are free, so why not enter these drafts? What have you got to lose? All right, let's get involved. Let's show you what a perfect draft is all about. There are always 13 rounds in each perfect draft. Some rounds you will select one card, like this one here, and other rounds you'll select 2 or more cards. Round 1 or round 1 and 2 involves your perfect 100 rated cards. You'll have 6 to choose from, so pick the card that you think might help you out the most. You'll notice some cards are live cards, current day players, some are historical cards, and some have the little trophy on it. Those are choice pack award cards, cards that you can win by winning certain tournaments. Sometimes they're good, sometimes not so good. When you hover over the card, it shows you some of their basic ratings. I like to look for cards with a lot of blue or a lot of green for the different ratings. So again, hovering over, we see some yellow, we see some green, some blue. Do you want a defensive player that's really good at their position, or do you want an offensive player? As a new player, as a new OOTP perfect team manager, experiment a little bit, try different things out, have fun. And after a while, you will get to know these cards a lot better, and you'll understand which ones are really good to draft and which ones maybe aren't so good. So I'm going to take Paul O'Neill for my first card. Next, we get into a few diamond rounds. Again, some historical cards and some live cards. At the bottom of the screen, you will see a tracker that shows at the very bottom which positions you have drafted already, and above that, how many cards they've shown you of each position. And that is really important because for batters, there are 10 of each card. So it's really early now, but you want to make sure you have at least 2 catchers, 2 second basemen, 2 center fielders. So keep an eye on that card tracker. If you're getting up to 7 or 8, you have to make sure you don't lose out on some of these positional players. Again, gonna hover over the cards, look for the higher numbers, the ones in green, the ones in blue, and ultimately in this round here, I think I'm going to select, let's go with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. from my favorite team, the Toronto Blue Jays. And once again, you click submit, takes you to the next round. We're still in diamond cards, so again, you can kind of investigate a little bit, take a look at the values, take a look at who you've drafted already. And as I said before, just have fun. Maybe pick players that you're familiar with. Pick players that, hey, I wonder how he's going to do on my team. It's free, you're not losing anything. In this case, I'm going to take one of the better relievers. When you get to the gold rounds, now you're going to select 2 cards, and you have more cards to choose from. So again, lots of time. You got 20 minutes to complete the draft, so you have time to look over each card and decide which ones are going to be the best for you in each round. Okay, we are going to jump ahead a little bit here, jump cut to the silver card rounds. And again, you choose 2 from each of the silver card rounds, and I've come across Robin Yount, who's a really good defensive shortstop. But you'll notice that I already have a shortstop. I've got Honus Wagner. But when I hover over his card, I can see that he plays multiple positions. In fact, left field is his strongest position. So I'm going to change him to left field, which opens up a shortstop position. And now, Robin Yount, not the greatest hitter, but really good defense at shortstop. Look at all that blue in the defense categories. So by moving Honus to left field, I now have a new starting shortstop. Once you get to round 9, you finish off your silver cards. Then round 10, you're going to face bronze card choices. Again, 2 bronze cards from each round. The level, the quality drops again, usually from silver to bronze, although you can still find some gems in the bronze rounds. Here is where you want to start to fill in your depth chart. Players who can play multiple positions or have really good defense or maybe really good power, so that when they come in off the bench, you can still rely on them to give you some good quality innings. Like this pitcher here, Fred, he is going to be on the team because I can trust him in game situations. Go through, look at all the positions you filled up already, see if you're missing, if you have any gaps. Are you missing any for center field, for shortstop? You want to make sure you start filling those in, because you may get to a point where they don't offer you certain positions anymore. Look at this card here. We see again, not the greatest in terms of pitching or hitting, but really good at defense. So I like this card as a backup center fielder. Look at that blue for center field and outfield range. In the bronze rounds, it's fine to take a player like that in a utility role. And jumping to the last round, which is usually an iron round, and often you will choose 5 cards from round 13. Once again, this last round is where you fill in any gaps in your lineup. If you don't have 11 or 12 pitchers yet, I recommend that you start there. So I'm going to go and I'm going to choose, 3 pitchers so that I have a minimum of 11 going into the tournament. It's rare that you're going to do well with less than 11 pitchers. Then I look, okay, what other positions am I maybe a little bit short on? Shortstop, center fielder, and then I go and I pick some historical cards. In this case, this card's going to do really well, can play second base or shortstop. And then I want another outfielder, and I've got a couple that I can choose from. And if you want to compare them, simply go to Show Player Profile, and then go back to the second player and choose Compare Player. Then it will show you side by side both of the players that you want to choose from. Do I want Maddox or do I want Granderson? Well, Granderson looks to be better offensively against both the lefties and the righties. Well, what about defense? When I compare their defensive attributes, Granderson looks to be better in terms of error, but Maddox a little bit better in terms of outfield range and the arm. So now I've got to decide, what is more important, offense or defense? It's the last round. I'm going to choose in this case to go with a little bit better offense, so that when he comes off the bench or in a pinch hit situation, he's got a little bit more to give with his offensive traits. Once I've got my 5 players selected, the draft is complete. Remember, keep an eye on the timer so you don't run out of time. And now you go to the right-hand side of the menu, go to your pitching rotation and your bullpen. I like to allow the AI to set it up for me. And here's where, again, you can experiment. You can put in your pitch counts, go to your batter rotation, let the AI initially set it up, and you can tweak it as best suited for what you want to see in the tournament. Move players around, switch different rotations in your pitcher menu, and have fun. That's what these tournaments are about, and you never know. You just might place and win a card pack. How cool would that be to do that early in your tournament? Don't forget to hit submit if you do make any changes. There you guys go. There is a little quick tutorial on perfect draft tournament play. You get 2 free slots. You might as well use them. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please leave a like, hit that subscribe button, share this out, ring that bell for future video notifications, and leave a comment if you would like me to focus on other areas of Perfect Team. More videos will be coming on the way for the beginners because, again, when I was a beginner with OOTP, I sure could have used some tutorials like these. Have a wonderful day. It is a great day for baseball, even virtual baseball. Take care of yourself and those around you, and we'll see you next episode.